Okay, characteristics about the band. I would say love. No, I would say a big part of the band is that we are all like, very good friends, you know? And that I think is kind of obvious, you know, that we're close. We're not just like a
it comes
studio, you know, we're not like set players. It's very obvious that we all like really enjoy what we do in Vegas.
City began in the 8th grade, and it was in an art class, and it was Joel and I and our friend Cody and the drummer all sitting at a table and just decided to start a band with no prior experience whatsoever.
Without Cody.
Yeah, Cody was not in the band. From there, we just kind of learned the instruments together, and I think that's been something that's majorly shaped our sound.
The teacher of that class was a big influence in terms of like the music that we listened to in 8th grade.
Yeah, actually, she was at that time like introducing us to Jimi Hendrix and
Queen.
Yeah, she introduced us to Queen actually, and so that made us want to start a psychedelic rock group. Remember that?
Yeah, psychedelic rock. And she also came up with Emerald City.
Yeah.
Fans, they're all different, but they're all friends of the band usually. So, and I feel like that tends to be from high school, like the theater, chorus, improv. So it's like mostly, hate to say this again, hate to put this name on it, but alternative kids, alternative style. Or at your show that I went to in Greensboro, there were like the headbanger kids. They started like pushing kids. People and like trying to do a mosh pit. Usually they're like sort of alternative, kind of. You're not gonna see a prepster walking into one of their shows.
You know, we write these songs and each one takes, you know, X amount of time from each practice and however many hours it takes to finally get it into the format we want it to be in, and then at a show, you know, depending on whether or not it goes as well as it surely could, like, having it go well is just, it's really easy to kind of get sucked up into the feeling of that song. For the most part, I'd say we feel like we could fly afterwards.
Yeah.
And
it's a pretty awesome feeling.
Yeah. And you know, during, like, it's pretty easy to get lost in the song no matter what.
During the performance? Like, I know movements you guys do.
We all have
You have your, like, your movements that you do. But Benton kind of, like...
Yeah.
Like, holds the mic and then he kind of, like, does this, like, little, like, back and forth, like, dance.
Taylor will often take off his shirt.
Yeah. And then Matt doesn't really look at the audience. You don't look at the audience. Ever.
But I move. Matt and Wesley,
you move a little bit.
Don't move.
Yeah.
Being in a band and like you just pay so much attention to music, you know.
Even locally, it's a big part of this town's culture and this town's you know, past and whatnot. So like, it's been fun being involved and trying to get involved in it more.
And when you meet people, like, you know, you'll see bands play and you'll sometimes play with them, and then that, I think, builds a certain kind of camaraderie. if your paper is more of a spiritual thing, the band in 8 days is heading up to a cabin in Virginia where we'll be alone and isolated for 5 days with only like food, beer, cigarettes, weed, you know, and just like writing for 5 days all alone. And you hear about that happening, like Bon Iver, you know, these people like go out and do these things and they come up with incredible music and incredible things, and that's what we're hoping to do. If not, I mean, we're not going to make For Emma Forever Ago, but we're going to make something, and that's all that matters. And also, it's 5 best friends going out in the woods together. What more do you want?